Okay, hello, Aries. This whole video is for the fire signs, starting off with Aries, then moving on to Leo, and then moving on to Sagittarius. So your ascended masters, or what do you call it? Ascended masters and different goddesses, if you will, right? So, Aries, you guys have Brigitte, inner strength, move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power. So, look up Brigitte and see what message resonates with you that you weren't even aware of, that it could be resonating with Brigitte, okay? And you also have Buddha, Master Buddha, increase awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So, a lot of the teachings of Buddha is very helpful, calming, peaceful, enlightening, um, reaching enlightenment. You can see the glow around Buddha. Usually, it's a glow around the head of that um, ascended master, okay, mastering. Um, Handling being alive here on earth, so definitely look up some of the writings that are on Buddha quotes. um, that could be something good to read in the day just to get your mind going. So Aries, this is all about the emotion, where you need to move towards. Maybe you're thinking of having a new start, a new journey, taking on some kind of new endeavor, but be aware of your commitments and your goals and give yourself the opportunity to free your mind, to rest your mind so that you can accomplish whatever goals it is that you actually need to accomplish, okay? Queen of Swords. The next row, it's about the power of your words, right? How you can maybe motivate yourself or others, or influence others or yourself. And how this will come about will be your life cycle, your life karma, your life destiny. Okay, what what role do you feel that you need to play, or what role are you fighting against in your life? That's what I'm also getting. Okay, and moving towards your destiny in life, and feeling confused, like there's a choice that you have to make. Maybe you have to discover a new way to proceed forward, coming up with some plans and ideas, but make sure that you are committed to your goal. But if you feel like you really need a change in your goal, then, so be it. Some of you will be wondering about your friendships, okay? So it's really how you feel and how you perceive your friendships, and maybe searching for more down to earth friendships, more meaningful relationships also, but also finding out um, that some of your friendships might not be what you thought for them to be. Some of you, that could be it. Finding out that the way that they think doesn't align with you. But just, in this time, I feel like a lot of people are losing friendships, or, um, making strong choices. So maybe maybe some of you can't be friends with someone anymore based on what you've come to find out, or maybe you can work through it and just separate that, if it's not something that's a big deal, that much of a big deal. But just really looking at the way that you also communicate with your friends as well, right, can be a big issue in your friendship and your communities. Some of you will be rebuilding your friendship, your loyalty, your community, kind of like people that um, have the same likes as you. So you'll be building like a new relationship with people. But either way, it's going to be something that is real, down to earth, natural. Okay, So let's ask a question. So this is something new, rolling these dices, planetary dice and zodiac dice. So two question. One is what's causing conflict, and then the second is what can give you like good luck or what optimism. Okay, so just keep in mind that the negative um, can be also a good thing too, like something that you need to learn from, right? Okay. Okay, so Sagittarius, your brother sister fire sign, and it seems that Venus is playing a strong role um lately as well. So love, beauty, all of that. So whatever the difficulty is, there's a Sagittarius involved in it. So this could be with friendship or someone just being real with you or some kind of karmic event or starting over a new friendship or a new way of seeing this friendship or understanding the friendship between you and a Sagittarius. Usually, when two fire signs are friends, it can work, depend on their chart, but sometimes there could be some level of competition because you're both your own powerhouses. So you have to understand how not to step over each other. Power sources. If you guys are in the same kind of field, then that can be kind of hard because you're in the same lanes, right? Um, and with all due respect, everyone's in their own lane, but in their same category, right, or genre, or whatever you want to call it. But that can be pretty dicey, pretty tricky, having a friendship working in the same field or having the same interest in group of friends or destination or whatever it is. But there's some kind of conflict there, and a lot of it has to do with physical appearance too, maybe attracting um, your target or whatever it is that is your desire, right? So you can still learn from that, even though it could be a negative experience. What's a positive experience? The moon, okay? So the moon, and you have Pisces. That's pretty interesting. Huh, I kind of like that. Um, Even though Pisces is a water sign, I've known a lot of Aries to get along very well with water signs, especially if you've had a long enough time to get to know each other. So this can work. So the Pisces will help you to meditate more, clear your mind, very healing. Like I said, the whole meditation bit, it doesn't matter who you are, some form of therapy or some kind of relaxation to calm the mind is beneficial. The moon is associated, I feel, with Cancer as well, um, with our emotions, right? And with water, the moon and the tides of the ocean, the water, and our body. So it has an effect on our emotions and our feelings. So this can be a very healing experience to you. And it doesn't always have to be a Pisces. It could be another water sign person that has a strong Pisces in their chart. But this person can be helpful to you, um, a soothing conversation or something to get you motivated or to allow you to not think that things are as stressful as it is. So that's your reading, Aries, for November 2020. We're going to move on to Cancer. I meant Leo. Let's move on to Leo. All right, Leo, this is your reading for November 2020. Mercury, open communication, get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. Mercury is going to go into retrograde, so think about what communication really means. Maybe really do some of you might do research on it, take notes on it, and just kind of look at it from a new perspective. When Mercury is in retrograde, which starts on the 13th or 14th, depending on your location, of October, and it ends November 2nd. So think about that retrograde energy and what it means to truly communicate, and a person's willingness to communicate, and how powerful our words are. And even if we have a message, any message we have to deliver it with clear communication, right? So it cannot be misunderstood. okay, by minds that aren't ready for that information yet. Krishna devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Um, your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. So, research the meaning of Krishna and devotion and the different avatars of Krishna, and just research and see what that message is personally for you. So, Leo, you guys can vibe with all of these readings or just some of the message. So, your work is going to be, as always, very important to you. Okay? And when we think about the Eight of Pentacles, we're thinking about eight representing a cycle of flow, like change. But also, this one's about your work, how focused you are on your work and being prepared, setting yourself up for the future. Your knowledge about things, which is your education about things, okay? And how engaged you are in what you're doing. It's going to be prosperous, whatever you're going after. Look at things, be dual, just don't be one sided in anything. And whatever you're going to be doing is going to be bringing more balance to your life, right? And others. Some of you will be experiencing a need for growth in your life, to move beyond where you are right now and be more confident, believe in yourself, okay? And you'll have more to celebrate this way, and keep going, be strong, all right? And that's a really powerful message right now. Try to communicate or get along with people who you might be admiring, attracted to in some way. It doesn't always have to be a lustful relationship, like someone, that you're happy that you meet someone that you're attracted to, but also they might not be truthful in everything that that you're seeing. So really listen to the words that the person is saying. So don't be desperate if you're trying to be in a relationship. That's where we can get blinded by things that we need to look out for. Okay. Um, but another way of looking at this is be confident, but just because you're confident doesn't mean that that new partner coming into your life is the right one. Maybe they just really like your energy and they're just using it and vibing off of it. So always be aware of, sometimes people do things or do a practice, an energy practice or a mind focused practice, whatever you want to call it, and they're feeling great, and that's good. But there's also, that's just one piece of the whole pie of self wholeness or your main goal of feeling good or confident or happy or whatever your goal is. So make sure that you're listening to the words, because a lot of times people will say things and they'll say it in a way where they can say later on, oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. Or they'll just try to backtrack no matter how they said it. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so another message that's coming through is having some form of stability in your life and seeking that. And you're having a lot of choices coming up, okay? So with these choices coming up, you just have to make up your mind, all right? And you have to really just know where you're going. When you know where you're going, people will recognize what you're doing, and the goal of whatever it is that you're going for will be recognized, okay? So I'm using the dice. If you're just fast forwarding to your portion, well, I'm using the dice. And this first question is, what is your blockage or lesson you need to learn? Okay, and it's coming through a Virgo. I want to say a Virgo. Yes, it's coming through a Virgo. And the lesson coming through a Virgo for you to learn is your communication. Mercury is the planet and the zodiac is Virgo. So Leo, you typically don't get along well with the earth sign Virgo, because you guys will naturally butt heads because you're just two completely different powerhouses, okay? And you can learn how to communicate, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, just like Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So your communication and how you communicate will work for you, but learning or understanding how other people hear and communicate will help you, right? And sometimes, Leo, you can get to the level where you still doesn't matter, but there's a lesson to learn there. Okay, Pluto and Scorpio. Wow, Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. Um, Mars also can rule Scorpio as well. So Pluto's lesson is, you know, the, well, let me get to Scorpio first. So Scorpio is here to remind you of your personal strength, okay? And how you can be gentle but also strong at the same time, okay? And this is something that I think that we all can learn from, right? We all can learn from that. And Leo is known to be very strong, right? But Scorpio is saying, okay, you can be strong, but also don't forget to heal yourself. Don't forget your compassion. Pluto is saying that things are being revealed to you in November, and pay attention and really learn and get into the dark side of ourselves, even the shadow side of ourselves, so that we can be reborn. So there's a lot of dark shadow work practice that people are becoming more aware of, and that's good. And what it really means is looking at the side of yourself that you're not willing to see, and also physically not being afraid of darkness. So not looking at black as being bad and white as being good, because I've always said on my channel, I hope I've always said, that you can use light and dark can be used for good or bad. It depends on how it's being used, right? The accent of color, right? And in its own existence, it has its own, I won't say color, but it has its own physical power, where you can't see if the light is too blinding, and if it's too dark and there's no light, you can't see. So that could be good or bad depending on what your objective is, okay? And Pluto it brings your mind to purge and to let go, right? And to release burdens, right? And just burying, right? And getting to the core truth of things. And it's really asking you to look at your birth chart and to really understand whatever your challenge is now, even if it's not in the card reading or in the guidance cards or the Ascended Master cards. The message is still there to really look at what you're avoiding, Leo. Okay? So it's there to help you. Pluto is there to help you to also just transition, right? All right, so let's go on to Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius, your November 2020 reading. All right, so we have two different ascended masters. I believe it's pronounced Dwal Kul, okay? Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness, okay? And maybe this is your first time hearing about Dwal Kul and researching the Tibetan disciplines, the tradition, esoteric spiritual knowledge that he is known for, right? And just look into that Um, what I'm looking at is called the Ageless Wisdom Tradition. So maybe there's something in that that you can read that will bring peace, and you can see all that light and radiance of sun around his head reaching enlightenment. So maybe there's a message there in November that will bring peace to your mind. Okay. Sir Nonos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Okay. So this will be your moment now to look up and learn more and see if the message connects with you. Okay. It's a Gaelic god, and a man, a nature, and this is your time to really reflect on this. Is there anything going on in your life where you feel that you need to understand true masculine energy? Is there something that you're working on that you feel that studying, understanding this God that will help with your process? Okay. So there's a message there. It will resonate with some of you, others it might not. Okay. So let's go on to the reading for Sagittarius, fire sign. What I found really interesting when looking um, over your chart is the sun is reversed. So that's the only card that's reversed in the reading. So we'll get to that shortly. So whenever the king comes up in your reading, you can think about your authority, right? That strong masculine energy. And I kind of think it's really cool that you guys got Cernonos. And I don't want to pronounce it wrong, Cernonos, right? So your words are powerful, and words are powerful, right? And when the King of Sword comes in, it's the power of your words, but also communication, clear thinking, intellectual, right? And I think of Mercury when I think of the swords because it's air, it's words, it's communication. And your communication, your words, and being clear is going to help you with whatever you feel you have to sell, your work, your products. Maybe you do farming, maybe you make your own things, maybe it needs to be shipped out, sold. But then again, you have another king, and this king is King of Wands, and the King of Wands is about your vision, you working for yourself, um, you creating your own business, maybe. Okay. So stepping into that role and really understanding the layers of it and getting the help you need for each level. I see that there's a level and there's a layer to all of this. That's really important. All right. My battery might be going out. Oh no. um, and then for others, you'll be experiencing the need to find a new place where there's no security, not feeling safe, worries, money issues. Okay. That could be an issue. This card represents homelessness, but also lack of funds, and also feeling on the outside of society or outside of a membership, or not really being thought of. And then here comes the energy of the night, which is action. You know, a lot of people are losing their jobs or being laid off, so you have to be creative and take action. Maybe changing up even the way we eat, the way we think, and making more of our time, right? And valuing our time and valuing things that we never even think about. Like certain things I might say to people, that's silly. They don't think about it. And I've always said how I appreciated people that worked in garbage and the sewer plants, whatever, like, for the sewer system, right? Garbage man, the mailman, like all these jobs that are vital for our communication, right? Truck drivers, a train, like all these things. When we watch these movies and it's like, apocalypse or whatever, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. I remember last December I went with some of my family to a show, and it was like one of those nights show, with the horses and knights, and they had all the food there, and I go, if they do 3 shows a day, that's a lot of chicken, that's a lot of food. And we started talking about how lucky we are to have food and, delivery. This was in December, I kid you not. December 2019, and we were talking, we are like, man, and I was like, what if we things didn't flow this well, like the Great Depression, that's crazy. I'm like, could something like that happen? And we were just talking about that, and I'm like, luckily now things won't get that worse because we know of the past, but humans, we tend to not learn from our past. Some people are just really greedy, So whenever I see the 5 of Pentacles, it makes me think deep of adversity. 5 represents adversity, and 5 of Pentacles is talking about insecurities and worries and poverty, right? But here comes the Knight. Let's bring the light up, motion, right? Put things in motion. Knight of Cups is more like the the um the suave, being suave with your words, right? Romantic, charismatic, charming, and be charming. And think about your childhood. What are you passionate about? Or what you're friggin' good at. Sometimes it's not about your passion, it's about survival and putting food on the table and a roof over your head, but it doesn't mean you can't do what you love at the same time. It's a duality, it's a yin and yang, it's finding the balance. So what are you good at? Whatever you're good at, I'm probably not good at that. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could carve something out of wood. Damn, I wish I had wood shop class. I freaking love that. I think every school should have that. Learn how to make clay stuff. These are really important things that we just throw to the side. Anyway, so being that charmer and apply that to making money. Ace of Pentacles, right, is your potential. The ace is reminding you of manifesting your prosperity. So if you're going through financial issues, know that you have a talent that you can market. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Whenever you're up and you're feeling great, there's always a mofo. So judgment, right? So you can always judge yourself. Sometimes you're that mofo. I told someone recently, I'm not the bad guy in your story. I'm the bad guy in my story. So don't come looking to me to be the bad guy that you can bitch about later. Fix yourself. I had to tell someone that, and this person was an earth sign, and I really wanted to help this person, but I had to tell this person, you need to fix yourself. I'm not the bad guy, right? Uh, you know, don't blame me for stuff. I'm trying to help you. So sometimes you can't help people, but they're willing to judge you. Okay? And don't judge yourself and don't let other people put you down. The Sun card in reverse, right? The Sun card in reverse is talking about um, false person showing themselves to you. They're not the sun. They're not good news. They're not a newborn child. They're not a new happy beginning. They're impersonating what they think you want. They're false. They're low vibration, low vitality. There's sadness in your life that will manifest later. Okay? And they offer you lack of clarity, even if they seem that way. They might want more than they're giving. Okay? So check that out. Now, the dice, I'm going to ask 2 questions. One is what you need to know, or not, sorry. First one is what's causing the problem in your life. So one is a planet and the other one is a zodiac sign. Okay, so the Aries and the sun sign. So Aries is the sun. It's like number 1, right? First in the zodiac chart, and that's debatable with Pisces, but let's just say it's Aries. Okay, so Aries, fire, Mercury. So they're maybe hidden unknown tension there. And funny, we have the sun sign and we have the sun dice and we have Aries. So there's an issue with Aries, and there's a lesson to learn in that adversity, in that um, problem, negativity, misunderstanding, okay, whatever it is. All right, now what is the good luck, the charm, what's something good coming through? Okay, Aquarius and Uranus. Uranus is all about, it still has a stubborn energy, but it has an energy that's willing to make necessary changes that needs to happen. So check out what Aquarius has to offer, okay? And Uranus is saying don't give up on the good fight, okay? So take the good qualities out of Uranus, not giving up on the good fight, and out of Uranus. And Aquarius is reminding you to think beyond your present moment, because Sagittarius, you can care about things and be passionate about it and really want the best for humanity, for yourself, for people you love, for the situation. And Aquarius is reminding you that sometimes people or the situation won't be right. You just have to do the best you can in the present moment, because Aquarius is like, hey, I'm living in the future. While you guys are arguing about crazy stuff, I'm thinking about what should be. Okay? So, yeah, Aquarius is going to remind you that don't worry, things will get better. Or don't worry if things aren't going to work out the way that you think that they should, because people are not ready yet for what's good for them. Sometimes people just want to suffer more as a collective, and they just go along with the flow because they're afraid of making real change. And no one has to die for a powerful change. It could be a group of people continuously showing up or continuously saying, phoning in, say, change this now, change this now, change this now for something better, right? It could be you really sitting there with yourself and really working on the, the the dark part of yourself. Doesn't mean that it's bad or negative. It just means that something that you haven't worked on yet, that past its time that you needed to work on it, but now you can work on it because you're frustrated and you're ready to work on that lesson of yourself. So before I get to share this on Instagram, I'm going to share it now. Thank you guys for watching. Happy November 2020. I'm going to be working, I guess we all need to be working on that New Year's reading in November. I noticed that a lot of people like to see it in November rather than December. So I'll try to pop that out and give you my take. Last year I did it on the Chinese zodiac, and they were on point. I mean, on point. Um, so it's a fire year.